Alright, this is absolutely a test run. I have never tried streaming this game before, and this project is going to be very interesting. And apart from this intro, I'm going to try not to break the fourth wall. I just want to explain the groundwork, some things to keep in mind. So, Just Cause 4 is a game that I've beat, 100%ed. I've completed every mission, and as much as people down-talk the game, I love the world, and I want to analyze it as if it were a real country. And so, my premise here is that I'm going to Solis, now that it's been liberated from the dictator, and is a burgeoning democracy, from the IMF, or World Bank, to create a census and economic research for each city. I have a system to do this, which I'm going to be writing in my notebook as I go along, visiting each place in the country. I'm going to be recording the number of living units in each city, the economic activity, or commercial units, and what activities there are, industrial activities, natural features, archaeological features for tourism, and any other features that look to be important. Did I mention industrial? Yeah. So, anyway, this is the census of Solis, basically. And after that, I will start maybe looking more in depth and creating profiles for each district or state. They're not big enough to be states, so I'll call them districts. I have the sound pretty low, just to be on the safe side, and I hope it's not distracting, because there's nothing really. The sound is just noise. Here's the thing. What might happen is you might see rebels fighting with the mercenary forces of the ex-dictator. Those are just drills or hallucinations in your mind. It's not really happening. I can't turn them off. They're just part of the game. So if they happen, I'm just going to try to ignore them and pretend that Solis is peaceful now, and we're just analyzing it for the future. The current president is democratic, and they're coming out of a dictatorship, so they're looking toward the future, and as part of their loans for development from the World Bank, I'm showing up, and I am the researcher who's putting together this census and this, looking at what resources they have, and so on. This profile is just part of the whole, we're going to give you a loan package, that kind of thing. So, I'm currently on a commercial airliner en route to Solis, first class of course, and if I crash, don't laugh at me, because I'm not good at flying these planes, but yeah, here we go. From here you can see the tallest peak of Solis. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Our airliner is en route. We are now preparing descent to the General Benitez International Airport in the beautiful country of Solis. We hope you've enjoyed your flight, and here we are. Just in case you wanted to see it, this is the map of Solis. There's actually no way I can look at all of it at once. You can't zoom out more than this. We are headed here to Islas Intichayes, um, at Aeropuerto General Benitez, and that is our beginning point. Although we're not going to begin by analyzing this area, we're actually going to take a taxi into the one of the largest cities of the country. It's the second largest city, actually, or it may be the largest. We'll find out. The capital is actually on the other side of the island. It's the Distrito Capital. That's the capital, and this may be the largest city. We'll find out in our census. It's Cuya, and it's also home to. It was an ancient city. It's got many artifacts, which we'll see. Now, I visited Solis years ago and spent some time here during the war. Well, just a couple years ago, and spent some time here during the war for liberation as a journalist. That's part of why I was chosen for this expedition, for this census. And yeah, it's a Cuya is a beautiful city and was fairly safe even during the war. It was one of the first places liberated by the democratic forces against the dictator. So Tierra del Capac is actually the first region that we will be analyzing, and it's one of the most interesting touristically. There is a site here that looks directly inspired by Machu Picchu, and I would not be surprised if there was Inca influence there. It's called Vihia Capac. Anyway, we'll continue our flight. Now, a lot of this, of course, is going to be very tedious work. We're going to have to count in every single city, every single small town, in every state of this country. We're going to have to count every building, every commercial building, look at all the natural resources that could possibly be exploitable there. Natural resources to protect, of course, too. And you can already see just the size. You know, this Solis is about 3 times the size of Malta. It's about the same size of, I know I'm going to get the pronunciation around here, São Tomé e Príncipe. Yeah, which is an island nation as well, near Africa. And we are now coming into the airport, the international airport, which, yes, as you've noticed, is not near the capital city. It's near the other principal city of Cuya, which you can see off to my right. There is Cuya with the stadium. That's one of 2 stadiums in the entire country. The other is in the capital. And we are definitely not approaching this runway correctly. So this is not how you approach a runway. Please don't fly a plane like this, but we'll be fine. Gonna have to slow that down too. I'm honestly gonna be happy if I just land this without dying. We have a shortage of decent pilots in Solis. Alright, and we have touched down. Not correctly on the landing pad, but it'll do. Get used to this. Solis is a little bit relaxed about certain, you know, codes and things like that, so... Getting a little close to the other plane there, huh? Nope, 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 nope. Don't lift off. Alright, abandon ship. Alright, we made it. Well done. This is a cargo bay area. There's our plane landed nice and safely over there. Do not look to my left, please. This is our lovely Aeropuerto General Benitez. And of course we landed safely over at this this area right here. We'd be inside this concourse. And we haven't even begun our research yet. We are simply inside the main terminal, going through customs. You can't actually go inside buildings in this game for the most part, so that's why I'm doing this. And exiting out the main terminal's lobbies right here. Oops. And this is of course where I will call a taxi. I gotta remember the controls. Sorry. Probably should have prepared my loadouts as well, but and I have every vehicle and weapon in the game. Weapons we don't need because the war's over. Do need to find a taxi here though. For next time I'll make sure to take a moment to get familiar with where all my vehicles are. Actually don't even know where a simple taxi cab would be. These are like tanks and stuff. I could have swore there was just a simple taxi cab. It's got to be somewhere in here. Alright, well a Cumbila sedan will do. Just a simple car.
Supplies ordered confirmed. Look out below.
So this is our first sight of Solis, and we're currently in the beautiful Islas Intichayes. Looking out over that.
Let's roll.
And just allow me to set a marker for Kuya, which will be our first destination. There we go. Now I gotta get the feel for driving again in this game. It's hard not to go like a speed demon. But, yeah, beautiful countryside out here. You'll notice very similar to the Pampas of Argentina. No, not quite. There's other places more like that. This is, you know, this has more of a coastal feel than that. And this is just a reenactment of what it was like during the war years, so just ignore that. really, Solis is very safe. Solis, I should say. Solis is quite safe. And there's nothing to worry about while you're here. Much safer than during the war years, even because even the main cities are not that big. And there's really no sprawling urban area in this country. And you'll notice it's surprisingly clean and orderly as well, despite there definitely being areas of poverty. For the most part, it is quite clean and orderly. The war definitely took its toll on some areas of the country. You can already see Kuya in the distance. It's not a very far drive from the airport. Some of the tallest, actually the tallest building in the country, I believe, is here in Kuya. Or in Kuya, where we're going. We're not there yet. And again, please be patient with the military presence that you'll see around here. It's you know, we're just coming out of a war, so this is the bridge that leads over to the island where the majority of Kuya is. The road is just kind of built along this land bridge. I believe there's a geographic word for it, but I can't think of it at the moment. So yeah, it'll be quite interesting trying to take counts of all the residential buildings. Maybe a little difficult to keep track of what I've already counted. I'm going to have to develop a system for this as I go along. And funnily enough, I am starting with one of the hardest areas to do this. But I'm probably going to have to break up Kuya into multiple districts. There is a slum area which you can already see, kind of a favela area. You can see a bit of that on the hills over there. There's the business district. But like I said, there's no big city. We're talking hundreds of people for each city, maybe 1,000 in the biggest cities. This is an island nation, so you know, the population just really isn't very concentrated either. It's not dense. It's a small island nation, but with many resources, many resources that are not currently being adequately utilized. Ooh, a bit of a traffic jam here. My GPS is kind of taking me on some strange pathways here. But nice view along the beach, at any rate. There you go. We've arrived at Kuya. So as I mentioned, this is going to be one of the most difficult areas to count.
Stretch my legs.
But, you know, we can begin here. We've got, and I won't narrate all of this, but just to give you an idea of how I'm doing this. You know, you can see here we've probably got one, maybe 2 living units on each floor. So we're in Kuya Business District, and I'm just going to start tallying. I'm going to say that's two living units each. They're bigger ones, more upper scale. And obviously the lower part, we're looking at a little less. This is obviously commercial, like a mall. But we'll start here. We've got a pharmacy. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 floors of office buildings. Just general commercial, we'll call it. Here we've got another 6. And we have another pharmacy. And we have 2 floors of what appears to be general office use. Possibly. It's kind of, that may just be a large first floor as well. I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell. I think those are 1 floor each. With the ground floor, yeah, that would make sense. And then living units above. They could also be office use, but we'll say this is a mixed use building. You can see they've got cable cars going above here as well. That's a touristic use. Up here is kind of an overlook. There's also some ruins around the city, as I mentioned. So I've already counted those over there. And up here I'm going to say we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Five, 6, 7, 8. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If we have 2 on each side. So that covers that block. Again, this is what it's going to be, block by block. It's going to be rough, you know, some rough, tedious work, but I'll try to make it interesting by looking at little details. You know, we've got manholes here, Público de Solis. So that must be the water sewer lines. Got the street lights here. It actually appears that their telecom is underground for the most part. That actually looks like a copper pedestal there. Interesting. So there's some aerial telco. Or it might just be power. Yeah, that's power thing. Yeah. There's some other telco lines there. Or power. I'm pretty sure that's all power, actually. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's all power. Alright, so where were we? Yeah, I counted up this whole block of commercial and residential. And this is, of course, one of the hardest areas of the game, as I mentioned, being a big city. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. This is probably just one business space that's renting out the bottom here. 2, 3. So we'll say 3 commercial units, one for each floor. Really kind of just counting by floors. And this also looks residential, so again, we're going to say each side is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And so what I'm going to do is multiply the amount of living units by the what I believe to be the average household size. So we'll look at the average household size for Latin American countries in general, and we'll multiply that by the number of living units to get a rough estimate of how many people are in each city and town. So we've got 6 floors here. So you should have 24 there, yep. Just ignore the gunfire, please. I'm going to be saying that a lot. I feel like I already messed up my count. So that was 3, 6, 12, 18, 22. Yeah, we're about there. Seven, 8, 9, 10 for commercial. Now we count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Solis is very safe, I promise you. I really wish there was a way I could turn this off, but I can't. Let's see. Just get an idea of what kind of, we got some signs here for the pharmacies. And here we have some older buildings, which is pretty cool. So There's a, for the markets, we've got supermarkets. I'll add that. We've definitely got a cinema, judging by the other signs I saw. I'm not sure what that is. Just some like Japanese store maybe. You know, those Japanese stores. We've got at least 3 pharmacy. We've got like some street art. We'll add that to this street art. It is valuable to look at these signs to get an idea of what's here. That's where I got the cinema. There's got to be a cinema around here, and yeah, that's what that is. Just movie posters.
What's with this guy?
So this is interesting because I almost want to say it could be a government office, but no, these definitely look like residences. So I'm going to count them as residences. 1, 2, 3. And I think each one is single unit, actually. No. 3. Yeah, okay. So it'll be like 3 on each floor. 6. We'll go with 18. 19, 20 on top. 21. It's okay if we go a little over. Here we've got 2 on each floor. So 16. This there's a building in construction here, so we've got construction going on. That's a good economic indicator. Utilities actually appear to be somewhat well placed.
As long as the fighting doesn't come near me, I just want the order.
Okay, and then we've got... This to me appears like a residential building as well.
¿Cómo vamos?
I get hit by cars all the time, it's fine. We've got 16, we'll say 32. 32 units.
I don't think I have it in me.
Now it's quite possible that one of these is a government building, or multiple are. Like, but this obviously isn't. Oh, it could be, I guess.
¿Cómo está?
I don't think it is, though. I don't know why, I just don't think it is. 6. Is it 12? We got 24. Again, this isn't really exact. It's just kind of a rough count. So 1, 2. This one you can kind of tell by the air conditioners. Makes me think that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Wait. 1, 2. 20.
¿Todo bien?
And then 40. And obviously not every living unit is going to be filled, but
I don't understand what you... Could you please...
church. I would even go so far to call this a chapel. No. Oh, we'll just call it a church. It's not... Is it a cathedral even? Could you call it a cathedral? You know, it could... Nah, it's not quite big enough to be called a cathedral. Cathedrals are, like, huge. It's a church. So, this whole area is now accounted for. Good start. This is where we can either move toward further in the business district, but I think it would be better to try to account for this area up here and sort of go in order. So actually what would be fun is if we could take the telepheric car up there. Oops. Gotta get the hang of this again. So we can actually take this telepheric car, cable car, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if I can actually get inside it. I'm pretty sure I can if it's like stationary. I'll wait for the next one. This is the station.
Solis are good. Things aren't gonna be the same.
Beautiful structure. There we go, there's one. Could have swore there was a way to get inside it.
Rico, you bet against the gearhead and win? You can get a really tricked out ride.
Alright, well we'll just ride on the bottom, that's good enough. Nice view of the area that we just looked at. Much rather be on top of it though. Oh, that's how I got in. Thought. I need like a different weapon though. There, like that. Oops, that is not what I meant to do. So now it's going to start lightning. Or maybe not, if I'm lucky. Yeah, Kuya is, it brings to mind kind of like a mini Rio de Janeiro. But like I said, it's quite safe. Quite safe. Oops.
I'm pretty good, but
You can see the little, oh, what are they called? Moto taxis. Kind of sitting at the ready here for the tourists and whatnot. Here's a perfect example of the archaeology, the ruins of the ancient civilization that once called Solis home before the Spanish took over the island. And nearby are actually some lower income neighborhoods. As you might say. And we can kind of count up the number of homes as we hover over. It's a little tricky to count them because they're kind of all over the place. So we got three. So we've got carne asada, that's like barbecue. This is cerveceria. Okay. So here they sell beer. So cerveceria. Little place to get your snacks. And so this is kind of an upper lower situation where you got the family has their business on the bottom and their home on the top. So this would count as 2. You got 3 from the house up here. 4, 5, we'll go ahead and say 6, because I have a feeling larger families are living in these. This would be 1, but again, probably multiple families living there, which is why it's almost better to count by floor, or at least every 2, or just not count the first floor works as well. So 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Say.
14, 15. And we've got 16. Actually, we'll probably get a better view from the other side. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, oof, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 'Okay, I've got this whole section at 43, but I still need to count this part down here. Forty-four, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62. I think this is kind of an apartment multiple dwelling unit. 70. So I'm going to say this whole section before crossing the bridge. Oh, here we go. 71, 72, 73, 74, 75. I'm counting basically all floors except the first to get an idea of how many families would be there. So 75 before crossing the bridge, plus the 13 and the 7 that I counted before. So we've probably got a good population of like 400 or so living in this area. How do I put my guns away? Can't remember how to just straight up put my gun away. Oop, that's a hoverboard. Okay, so now that we've crossed that bridge, we can kind of start counting again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's say 13, 14. That looks pretty abandoned. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Let's Let's say 21. Yeah, 21. And we've got our section down here. (22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Just make it a nice even 30. It's not an exact science. So just as a rough estimate from the count, I'm going to say that this particular neighborhood around this hill, you're looking at 500 to 600 people. Kind of packed in here. So that's a whole section of the city down. I'm trying to keep it neat and orderly so that I remember what I have done. That part of the city is kind of a continuation of this. So I think I'm going to go ahead and finish off that part. You notice we have a beautiful archaeological park. These are real ruins, not replicas, right in the middle of the city here. This was obviously a very important city for the ancients. Though the municipality has pumped water through it. Originally it would have, perhaps springs would have fed through there, but we also have more construction here, so I'll put another one for construction. Construction is always a sign of a growing economy. I'm going to say 16 for that whole building. I'm going to go ahead and call this a government or historic building, or possibly university. And also, there are others like it, but I'm just going to go ahead and call this one specifically and I think this one too over here. So I'm going to say that we have 2 or 3, let's say 3 government buildings, but at least 2 of them right now are being heavily purposed for residential use on top, not the entire thing. These sort of historic buildings are probably government regulated in their designs, and often in Latin American countries in these older buildings is where you'll find government offices. Municipalities and stuff, they'll build newer buildings too for different... Oh no. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. That was totally just trigger finger. So we've got 1, 2... We've got 2 buildings here almost identical, not quite. Or are they? I don't know. But again, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, no, 20, see, and then you've got some, yeah, you have to go for both sides, so that's actually 36 units. Wait, if you imagine like 1, 2, 4. Yeah, on both sides you would have those units, and these windows are like for the middle hallway. So 36.
Same old
14. So 64 between those two buildings. And this one's got this looks like a restaurant.
Oye, come on now.
No, there's there's the restaurant. Yeah. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 on each side again.
Hey, bite your tongue.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm actually going to count those as one floor each. I think those are larger suites. I should probably only count these as 1, 2 on this side here. No, that would be pretty large. I think there is actually 2.
Focus.
That would be all of them over here. Did I get this building? I don't think I got this one. But this also to me looks like a government building. So I'm not going to count living units for it. Or like I said, possibly a university. There were 2 that I did count them and 1 that I didn't, or 2 that I didn't, so that should even out. So these again will be like upper lowers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, yeah, count this one as 2. $11, $12, $13, $14, $15, $16, $17, $18, $19, $20, $21, $22, $23, $24, $25, $26, $27, $28, $29, $30, $31, $32, $33, $34, $35, $36, $37, $38, $39, $40, $41, $42, $43, $44, $45, $46, $47, $48.
Okay, then.
$49. I don't know how I got it. I'm gonna make that a nice round 50 living units and 50 commercial for this whole block. I'm just noting that this is beachfront, which is kind of its own thing. Alright, here, so this is definitely multiple dwelling. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nine. Yeah, we'll go with. No, that'll be 8. 8 total for all this. Yeah. Two, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 'I think there are backs to these. 23, 20, yeah, I already got that. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. 32, So up to here we can say 31, I think.
That hurt.
And I wanted to check out these businesses here as well. We've got newspapers. Got restaurant. Another pharmacy. Pretty sure I saw another restaurant in the back. They're all over the place, honestly. There's lots of restaurants everywhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 16, 17, mechanic, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, did I count these? I think so. Pretty sure. I'll make it 25 just in case. The thing is, even if I miss a couple, it's not like every single living unit is full, so... Alright, these are gonna be a little fun to count. Well, we've reached the end of the beach front low-rise. Birds. These definitely look like office buildings. As opposed to residential. And I think over there would be the more residential ones. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 23. Oh, let's say 23 floors. That one's 20 floors. So 43. Some of these are like condos and hotels too. You can tell which ones. See, that's supposed to be a hotel, I think. some more archaeology along the beach here. Okay, before I do this part, yeah, this is the last part of sort of this section, and then all I have left is that last part of the business district and other slum area. This definitely looks like a hotel touristy area. We've got some living units. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's if there's not a backside to these, which there is. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So say 15. And we've got some more newspapers,
Wow.
snacks, pharmacy.
Maybe we should get out of
Don't
here.
even want to think about working.
This looks like a hotel with this stuff up here. This too, I think. No, this looks more, I don't know. I don't even know what that looks like. A warehouse, maybe? I don't know. No, probably a hotel. I mean, it just looks like... Yeah, I'm gonna go with hotels. It's all hotels. This is where the tourists stay. So we've got at least 5 hotels of like a lot of rooms. $12. 18 to 30, and then on each side it's 60. So like 30, 5 hotels with 30 rooms, at least. Motels here. We've got plenty of tourist capacity here. Yeah, that's Hotel District. There's not a whole lot of people like living there. I might throw a few in, just for this building here. Although even that looks like a motel. Yeah, we've got like 12 hotels and condos. Alright, that about does it for this area of the city. I think I'm going to throw an extra 10 just for if anyone is permanently living there. Just for that area. I could even do an extra 30 thinking about how many spaces there are. Okay, so I've done all this. I've done everything from this hill to around that hill. Wow, that's a huge building. But it looks like office spaces though. It doesn't look like where people would live. This is a hotel for sure. It says hotel on it. Yeah, it's really just a massive business district, and I don't really feel the need to count up every single unit. You know, we'll just say we have like one large hotel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 office buildings, 2 large hotels. Sorry. They look like office spaces. Maybe it'll be easier to tell when you're on the ground level. Yeah, definitely.
Hey, that was our country.
You got like commercial center here. This is definitely the hotel, but it's got like commercial stuff on the bottom or something. I don't know. Nah, it's just a hotel. You'd think there'd be like a mall in this area or something. Maybe along the beachfront. No, this is again just mostly hotels, I think. And office spaces. Like, look at this though. This is my hotel. This is where I'm staying as I'm doing this project. Rooftop pool's where it's at. The day-night cycle in this is kind of weird. The day is a lot longer than the night, but now you can see it's kind of like starting to be sunset, so we should be able to get to see nighttime pretty soon. I'm gonna go ahead and count. What are these random buildings? Those have got to be office buildings. Yeah. So I'm gonna count in my head here.
Come around and take on some LNP races. Wanna see you wipe the smirk off of Jess' face.
Alright, so I think 73 for this whole area. $131. $148. $155. So $155 for that section. $50, 51, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 60, 65, 66. 150, I just can't remember if I got... No, I didn't get this yet. Alright, I'm gonna go with 180. So that slum's even bigger. You're looking at like possibly over 1,000 people in this on this hill. Yeah, probably, yeah, like a 1,200 around there, or 1,000 between that. Okay, so what's left? I mean, really? I think we got most of the places that people actually live. Okay, I got my bearings now, so basically all I'm missing like none of these look like living units to me. They look like other kinds of buildings. There might be some things over here. To me, it just looks like more government offices and buildings, office spaces. This one, yeah, this'll do. Looks pretty hotel-like, but it's hard to tell the difference sometimes. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 24. We'll count it as living units, sure. It looks pretty packed. I can't count these as living units though. They just look too... I don't know. There's not enough windows. Just looks like office space. It really does. These two. That pretty much does it for Kuya. We've also got this nice, beautiful inlet. And there's kind of a little mall. This looks like a mall here. Yeah, I'd say this is a mall. Supermarket. So this place has at least 2 supermarkets. Boating. This is a very important spot, I believe, for the city. Definitely a hot tourist spot. But this isn't really the parts of the country that's going to need the development plan. Plumas. Plumos? Plumas? This looks like a fashion place. Clothing. I think that's the second one of those I've seen. Yeah, giant mall. Commercial center, whatever. Runway. So they got their own national airport. Airport strip. Airplane landing strip. For national flights, I assume. Yeah. So that just about covers the city of Kuya proper. I think anything outside of this would not be considered the urban area of Kuya. There's the airport we came from over yonder. So now, this is the tallest building in the country, right here. I'm not sure if I ever figured out what it was. Is this the hotel? This is the tallest building. I don't think it's a hotel. Doesn't look like a hotel. It's got antennas on top of it. It's probably a telecom company. Regardless, it is the tallest building in the country. Check out this hotel. Or club, whatever it is, on top of here. Not a fan of the music, so... Oh, look at that. Never even realized you could go in here. Oh, nice. I'm just looking for a nice place where I can sit and count up the population of Kuya. This works. I want some nice scenery though. Yeah, there we go. Maybe the very top of my hotel. With the helipad. Okay. I'm gonna need to use my calculator. This was one of the gonna be probably the hardest city to count, so I'm glad I got it over with. This might be the most boring episode, the first one. Alright, for the... let's see. For that historic district, kind of inner city area, we've got 293 living units. For the beachfront properties, we have 147. For the first slum, we have 126. We got 24 kind of randomly in the center of the city. Very exclusive. And then for the second slum, we've got 335. for commercial units, I kind of stopped counting those specifically. I more just made a list of the businesses that I saw. Suffice it to say, there is a lot of empty office space. There is more than enough office space in this city for the population, like a ridiculous amount. Just looking at, you can even look from here, just like how many offices would that be? How many cubicles would that be? And we're looking at a population of a couple thousand. Yeah, office space is not a concern here. This is more of a census, find out what business types there are, and what tourist type and natural resource type things are around. But natural resources we're not really looking too much at here because this is the city. So let's go ahead, and all the things that I've counted up as commercial units, I'm actually going to put towards trying to think what even I would have counted as those. Oh yeah, like the first. Yeah, I'm not even going to count those. I counted what I thought to be actual living units. So now what I'm going to do is look up average household size in Latin American countries, since that is the closest equivalent here. In Latin America in general, you're looking at 3.4, Central America 3.9, kind of depends on the country. Guyana, Paraguay, Peru, Suriname are all closer to 4. Venezuela 3.9. I'm gonna go with that slightly higher, since the population is already low enough. So basically, I'm just going to times the number of living units by 4 to calculate the population of these cities. I want to check my math on one of these. Yeah, good. So we got 293 plus 147 plus 126 plus 335 plus 24 925. With the big hotels, things that I wasn't sure if they were hotels, offices, apartments, whatever, I'm going to round this all up to 1,000 times 4. Our city of Kuya has 4,000 people. Alright? And if you want to imagine this is a bigger country, and like that everything's scaled down a little bit, you can do that. Just imagine like times that by 10 and call it 40,000 if you want. I don't know if that's a good idea. I'd like my buddy's opinion on that actually. What he likes better. But remember, it is an island nation, so we could actually play this to scale. And this is probably the biggest city, actually. And you're looking at about 4,000 population of about 4,000 people here. Just from what you see. Just from what you see here. So, now that's not all of Kuya. Or sorry, that is all of Kuya. But that is not all of Tierra del Capac. Not even close. Right? Actually, I'm honestly not sure if Tierra del Capac belongs to I'm not sure if it belongs to Tierra del Cap, if Kuya belongs to Tierra del Capac or Islas Intichayes. I'm gonna have to look at a map with borders, because you only get to see the borders when you're actually taking over the map, which is interesting. I can't actually find one with borders. Well, actually, it should say. I'm gonna exit out of this. Yeah, so Kuya is actually considered part of Islas Intichayes and not Tierra del Capac. You can see in the top left, it tells you that. So I'm not sure where exactly the border falls. Kumir. The border must be this road here. Yeah, because you have the Capac guard post, and right here you've got Bahia Kumir. Why does it keep moving over there? It can be hard to believe this placid, beautiful. Why does it keep? Oh, something's touching my keyboard. That's why. Okay, let's try that again. It's hard to believe. It can be hard to believe this placid, beautiful bay is so close to the bustling city of Kuya. And Kuya is home to the free-spirited, free-thinking people of Solis, a counter to the rigidly Espinosa-controlled capital of Nueva Voz. So yeah, Kuya was kind of the birthplace of the revolution against the dictator Espinosa, who goes back to the colonial times. His family has been ruling this island basically since colonial times. Even when they became independent, it was still the same family ruling it, independent quote unquote. Temple, so Costa de la Nuna. A temple stood here long ago, but it was demolished to make way for a church. Nuna is the ancient Solino word for soul. That might be a place in it. So technically, this stuff over here is going to be part of Islas Intichayes as well. So I guess it would make sense to complete our do the whole Islas Intichayes state, no, district, I like to call them. I don't see any homes here. It's just a nice beach. Look at that. It's going to be nighttime soon, so the day just moves very slowly in this game. Wow, this is just one of those stunning Kuya sunsets right here. Just take it in. So I can see that little town from here, and I'm curious whether it belongs to Intichayes. Nope, this is now Tierra del Capac. Capac. It's like, that's actually, there's a lot of Quechua words, like from Peru, in these names. But yeah, this town we will look at when we get to Tierra del Capac. I can't pronounce the Quechua QH. It's like, you gotta use like the back of your throat. It's really weird. Or hard, that's not weird, it's just hard for me to do. So I think it would be just splendid to take a boat all the way down past the airport to this small town at the edge of Islas Intichayes. First, we can enjoy a little bit of the nightlife of Kuya. Look at that, just stunning visuals. Look at that moon. Oh. And you got the stadium here, which is full of monster trucks for some reason. Monster truck racing is pretty big in Solis. It's kind of strange. No one really can explain that one. You know, instead of soccer, it's all monster truck racing. Go figure. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing view of the city at night. know, just looking north, you can see there's another city a little further ways up. It's not quite as big. It's oh, actually, it's a right. It's a radar base. Yeah, it's a radar base. But there is a city beyond called Watasuma, which is another touristy city that's beyond the radar base. You can actually see it in the distance there, where the center of my cursor is, basically the center of my screen, right above my head. Yeah, that's that city, and then the radar base is on that island there. Look at this building. Yeah, that's that mall. Yeah. Yep. That's the mall. Yeah, definitely office buildings. Definitely a hotel. And the tallest one here, I'm still not sure. The city is so cool at night. I actually don't know if I've ever been here at night. I'm just really enjoying this. It's just so cool. Anyway, I want to take one of these boats. That's going to be docked over here. Don't worry, I've got permission for this. I'm with the World Bank.
All right then.
I'm just getting a ride on the what is this even? I don't know what this is. Oh, it's a Barco Roro ferry. Okay. But anyway, we're gonna take this. It's got a horn. Rounding the Cape. Oh, look at that. Can move that. I'm not turning the radio on at all in this game because I don't want YouTube to take this down because of copyright. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure this is going to take forever. Kuya. What a beautiful city. Truly a beautiful city. And here are those ruins. Just imagine night tours to these, this like Stonehenge looking thing. Look at that. Oh, see, like, that's what I'm talking about, right there. That's what I want. Don't worry, I'm from the World Bank. I have permission to do this.
If you don't mind.
Oh. Now I guess I'm... Oh, this is a military. This is just a drill. This is that hotel. This is like a little tourist district. That's even more clear to me at night. The park along the Ferris no what's it Ferris wheel along the water is nice. A nice touch. You know, this is getting a little, this drill is getting a little crazy for me. I'm gonna see if I can hitch a ride on land. Even though a boat would have been nice. Suppose I could call one in. There are some pretty hefty resources for this project. I can just get, you know, whatever vehicle I want airlifted. Kinda no big deal.
Love being out.
But I do like driving at night in Solis. Brings back memories of the war, which is now fortunately over, and Solis is very safe. So we've learned that Kuya has a population of 4,000, roughly. It's got multiple pharmacies, supermarkets, a cinema. It's got street art, plenty of construction going on. Well, not a whole lot, but it's there. There's a nice chapel, kind of in the middle of the city, an old chapel. There are cable cars, which is a great...
LNP has top end gear, Rico.
Shut
You
up.
just gotta beat the best racers in Solis at the game they invented. Easy.
Not a problem.
Which is really great for tourism, the cable cars. I saw at least 5 restaurants. There were more. A few government buildings. I should make sure I have marked on my map where I'm trying to go. What else? Newspapers, which I would assume are bookstores or like convenience stores, the ones that said newspapers. Mechanics. There was at least one mechanic. Multiple hotels, many hotels. Tourism is obviously the big money maker. You know, in the slums there were places for snacks. You have a big stadium, one of 2 in the whole country. You've got a really cool beach inlet area with a mall that has the boating. That huge mall has got clothing stores. There's a yacht club there, it looks like. There's even an airport strip, or a landing strip for national travel. Even though the airport is like right there, I assume there's not too much use for that. In fact, I will be driving, I've already driven almost past the airport. The airport is, oops, I went too far. This is legal. The airport is, kind of behind me. Yeah. Anyway, we're heading past it, but it is to my back right-ish. You can see how long it takes, you know, even just to go from this point on the map to here, and this is the size of the map. So this is a huge island in video game terms. But this isn't a video game, is it? Dang it. Driving can be a little rough in Solis. Casas de los Pilotos. This is, in fact, my destination. This planned community was built by M. Savion to house the pilots of the nearby airport. And Mira is a character in the game. She had a small studio here once. Loma Linda, right across the bridge, is an amiable, pleasant town with a chipper atmosphere and clear ocean views. I almost want to call them the same town if they're just separated by a bridge. I guess maybe they have a separate governing body, even though they're both very small. I mean, look at that. It's the same town, damn it. Or it should be. Well, who am I to say? Say that they should have different governments, or the same government. What a nice little park. How do I just put that away? Alright. So, I've got, let me make another row here. Kuya 4000. But now we've got Loma Linda. Which has a nice little park. It's and let's do our population count. So it's got this this one here. We've got 1. Now that's an upper lower.
Son of a...
Alright, I'll call that 1. Two, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And not count the lower level. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. $18, 19, 20, 21, so this quadrant's 21, 22, 23, 24. I'm gonna count that upper as another one. It could be like their kids or something, or a family of 4, so 25, 26, 27, 28, 'So I'm seeing 28. Loma Linda has 28 houses, so you're looking at a population of a little over 100. Which seems right. I think I counted it all. And then if we cross the river to Casa de los Pilotos, just writing it down. Let's start over here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we'll say 5 there. Six? Nah, we'll go 5. 6, 7, 8. 9, 10. 11, 12. Wait, let me start over. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, yeah, 17. So not even 100. we've got a nice little trail and picnic area. Just like the other one. I just want to look to see if there's any businesses here. We've got junkyard. Kind of a, we'll call it a scrap yard. That sounds better. We've got a scrap yard. We've got a... I don't know, these just look like houses to me. Really just a scrapyard. That seems to be the only in-house economic activity here. And a little bit of construction. Scrapyard and a little bit of construction. Bridge. I thought I saw a business or two over here. Like, what's this? Tires and stuff. I thought I saw something. Like, at least this must be a restaurant or something. Yeah, we're just gonna say a restaurant. A restaurant and, I don't know, whatever this is. Restaurant and storage. I'm sure there's like some little shops on the first floors of these houses. It's just part of the informal economy, you know? Ooh, look, we got some nice deer here. Okay, so 28 times 4, I should be able to do in my head. That's 112. In Casa de los Pilotos, we're looking at 17 times 4, which is 68. So, between the two, which our government pretty much considers the same town, you're looking at 180 people. Yeah, 180 here. And that may be it for Islas Intichayes. There is a lighthouse and a couple little islands over here. And this is quite beautiful, actually. This this grass here. really nice. I suck at flying these, by the way.
Let's roll.
And they kind of make me motion sick, so I apologize if that happens to you. Case in point. So anyway, on the Islas Amarillas there, we have a little hangar and 2 homes, so we could, you know, we'll say there's probably 8 people that live on this at the most. Even that's probably optimistic. It's basically just a little outpost for the lighthouse. We'll say 8, you know, 1 here, 1 here. And I don't believe there's anything out here. Just a military ship. I think that does it for Islas Intichayes. We were already at El Faro. Unless Santa Joya might be part of it. We'll go make sure. These are some truly beautiful islands, though. This is reminiscent of what you might see off of the coast of Chile, I believe. I don't know, I haven't been there. But I know there are many similarities to the geography of South America as a whole on Solis. And the southern islands of Chile, I believe some of them would display these characteristics. Mediterranean climates, pushing up into slightly colder and temperate as you go further south towards the South Pole. And yes, this is part of Islas Intichayes, but I do believe that this will be the last. So we'll take a population count here. El Faro means the lighthouse in Spanish. So naturally, I will put that we have a lighthouse here. Got 2 buildings over there. Another scrap yard. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think we'll go with 9. Nine houses in a scrapyard. Look out for trees. Yeah, that's about it. Here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Say 4, 5, 6, 7.
This thing is dead! Where's the fire? Fire!
8. So wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Eight, 9. So 9 again. Some kind of workshop, construction. Oh, that's construction here. Alright, let's count these. I'm excited. This is bigger than I thought. Or than I remembered. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. This is probably actually a school, but that's alright, we'll go with it. $21? 22. Alright, I lost count already. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. $49. 50. 51. We'll make this a nice round 50. Or 52 with those fringe ones. Let's go 52. And a gas station. Oops. I was looking at my notes. We've got a gas station and we've got mechanic Jose Medio.
And stop watching the news.
What would that be? Clothes.
You ever wonder how much of what we have seen is dialysis food?
And the gas station, of course, is run by ES Petro, which I'm thinking is the state oil company, because all of S Petrol, all the gas stations are S Petrol, I believe. Es Petro. ES Petro. And I'm just going to do a quick scout for any other businesses that I may have missed. And I'm definitely going to say that's a large, like, elementary school or middle school or whatever. But I counted it as living units anyway, because why not? Well, yeah, I think that's it. That about wraps up El Faro. There's a few, I think there's a few restaurants like on the balconies or something, I don't know. I thought I saw a restaurant on a balcony. There. They definitely have restaurants. This is just a good town to stop on your way to somewhere else. Sad to say. I mean, it could generate some tourism here. We'll have to look into that. I'm not gonna completely rule it out. But yeah, I think with that is gonna do it for Islas Intichayes finally. Unless it turns out that this is also... Wait, Santa Joya is also part of it? Oh, sure. Okay, okay. Got one more. I forgot how many cities are in the south here. Let me just total up this one. 1820, so we got 72 times 4 would be 288. So, a little bit bigger than Casa de los Pilotos and Loma Linda, but definitely feels bigger than both of those. It's just more concentrated and not separated by a big bridge. This one actually has some industry. Unfortunately, I'm kind of stupid at like telling what industry is what. It's like a power station. I'll just put like industry power question mark. It looks like slightly military. In nature. And we've got a port. I keep forgetting to read these descriptions. These are important. Let's go back. The farm on this island is one of Solis' single largest suppliers of vegetable oil. Look at that. That island, that little island that we visited. The most recent El Faro, a small community named for its signature lighthouse. Not much more to say there. Now Santa Joya, where we are now, is a cozy port city on the ocean, an up-and-coming haven for the upper middle class, and you can see why. There's some industry going on here. There's a port. Looks like they might even be shipping out something from a pipeline. Is that oil? I don't know. This actually makes me want to look up what different like industry actually looks like, because I haven't always paid so much attention to that. Anyway, this is definitely, we're going to count these as living units. So let's go 24. That's an office building, we'll say. That as well. But we've got 24 living units just in this big one. That looks like a school. Or something else. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Plus 7 on the other side would be 42. This is a big place. 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70. '71, '72. 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 85 for the other side. 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116. Actually, 115. I counted one too many there, I think. We got 115. I don't even remember if I counted these over here. Let's just say 117. Just in case. No, 115 is fine, because I'm sure not all these are filled. So let's just call it 115. Which in times 4 would be 460. So this is definitely a growing hub compared to the other small cities we saw. And they've got 2 nice office buildings, 3 nice office buildings if you include this one. This might even be offices as well, but I counted it as high-rise apartments just because of how this looked. It's possibly even a hotel. That's alright. They have lots of businesses. They've got, okay, so they've definitely got a scrap yard. Cerveceria. Sandwich shop. Barbecue. Construction. Snacks. Cafe. It's kind of like a cafe, I guess. You could call that. Two high-rise office buildings, or 2 high office buildings, we'll call it, and 1 high-rise apartment. That's worthy of notes. They even Well, the only thing they're lacking here, I would say, is like a public space. There isn't really like a park. Oh, I guess there's a plaza here. I take that back. They've got a nice central plaza. So, I'll note that. Central plaza. That about does it, I think. I think we captured it all. Just being a port, I think, is very helpful. And I keep saying this, but I think for real... Okay, and there's a gas station nearby. I gotta say that. That gas station is important. Gas station at nearby crossroads. Oh, not just but one, but two. And a major highway goes through here. I'm making notes of this stuff. Yeah, that is a... So major highway and a port. Yeah, that is definitely going to be a prosperous town. Absolutely. And here I believe is where we cross into the next district. Yes. Recalada. So this is the crossing point to Recalada. But this Bahia del Santo is considered part of Islas Intichayes. That's interesting that this oh, I wonder if this little town over here is actually still part of it then.
Oye, go face up
No.
with the gearheads. They're
It's
your kind
Recalada.
of people.
Why is that?
It's
They
Recalada.
love to blow stuff up, and they got the best tools for it.
The Bahia del Santo is the dividing line. I just want to drop here and make sure that this is part of Recalada. Or Frontera.
Down there, hermano.
It's part of Frontera. Okay. So that's definitely the dividing line then. And we have now covered all of Islas Intichayes. So, with that, I want to return to my hotel in Cuya. I don't know how. Uh-oh. A little bit of freezing going on here. There we go. Guess I'll just find a vehicle. It's fun to just grab a random vehicle. Hell, hitch a ride in one of these guys. And we'll actually take a slightly different route than last time, so that's fun. But first I want to tally up. the total population of Islas Intichayes. We have, in order, we have Cuya with 4,000, Santa Joya with 460, El Faro with 288, and then we have Loma Linda with 112, which is right across the bridge from Casa de los Pilotos, with 68. And we have the Islas Amarillas with 8. So, if we total these up, we get 4,936. But let's go ahead and round that up to a square 5,000, roughly 5,000. Well, we'll put the exact number. I did round up, what's it called? Cuya. I did round that up. But from here on out, I'm going to say Islas Intichayes has roughly 5,000 people, 4,000 of which, or 80% of which, are in the capital of Cuya. Main industries are tourism, number one because of Cuya. There's also shipping, and I have to include that Islas Amarillas is largest supplier of vegetable oil to Solis, that one farm. You also have the airport. That's very significant, but obviously nobody lives there. Just don't want to forget about it. Aeropuerto General Benitez. And that's unique because it is the one international airport. So this is a pretty important region of Solis for many reasons. Number one, you have tourism because of Cuya, because of the airport. You also have the arts, archaeology because of Cuya, and then you have that small port of Santa Joya that's growing and is kind of like another node for the region. I could stop to get gas there. See, look, right, both sides of the highway. And there's like another kind of refinery here. But this is technically Frontera, so we won't talk about this yet. This is just a simulation. There is no war in Solis, the war is won. I already won it. I mean, the Rico Rodriguez won it. I'm just the World Bank representative. Oh, why is it telling me to go backwards now? Did I miss a turn? Yeah. Don't mess with me, I'm a truck. Yeah, this is a slightly different route. This is Frontera, which is possibly where, it's possibly the next district I will be covering, but this definitely was one of the districts that's going to take the longest that I did today. So from here on out, it should be, the district should go a lot quicker and be a little bit more fun, because this was way more counting of buildings than I think the others are going to be, because most of Solis are just small towns, like this one we just passed through, like that one you can see on the other side of the bay. And there's like the desert of Solis. I don't even know if it reaches, you know, 1,000 people. It might barely reach 500. There's not a lot of people that live out in the desert region, except for this one little oasis town, which is based on which is very similar to the Peruvian town of, I think it's called Huacachina, in the desert. It's a little oasis town. So you see touches of South America all over Solis, and I will have a lot of fun pointing them out. And there are some very amazing places on this map that in Solis that I've not shown you. We have only in this episode seen this little section, and that was a big section of the map. You know, I mean, like that, but like look how much more there is to do. There is so much more to do. Yeah. But this was really fun, actually. It was a little tedious, but this is a relaxing project, and I think there's a certain weird person like me that could put this on at work and have a relaxing time and just like imagine you're along with me for the ride doing the census of Solis, the research and development project, so that the World Bank can lend this country some money to do some projects. That's what it's all about. Because they're a young democracy, remember, just got out of the dictatorship, and they need to make some investments. But you'll see that the dictatorship has made major investments in the country. Even here, if you look at these highways, you know, these are fairly impressive highways for a city of 4,000 people. Some good roads. Bombastic infrastructure, you might say. But it's really a hub for a lot of people in Solis, and you know, if you have a car, you could easily live a good ways away on the island and be able to commute here. So it's just the nature of an island nation. Things can be a little bit spread out. Probably not allowed to park